Hello everyone, welcome to this lectures. It's built-in functions in Pythons. In this lecture, students at the end of this lecture should be able to know what's the built-in functions and know some of the famous built-in functions that being used in the language. So what is built-in functions? Built-in functions, that means these functions are already provided in the language and you can use them directly, and it will speed up your work, and it's guaranteed there is no error in these functions. It's the same the functions that we wrote in the previous lectures, but the functions that we wrote, it's called custom functions that serve the specific task that require from us. But in these built-in functions, each functions provide a task for you, and it's usually commonly used by many developers, so it's built in the systems, so you can call them whenever you want. So by using built-in functions, you save time encoding and debugging work that has already been provided for you. So the first built-in functions is print, and we will see some of the built-in functions that you already used before and you know, and we will go through them quickly, so we will describe them later. So the first built-in functions, it's print, and it print the function. These functions, it will print a specified message to the screen or another standard output device. So just these functions, usually each function, it will receive inputs through the arguments, and it will return a value to you so you can use it in your main program. So here the print, it will receive one or two input. Here we have one input, it's sentences, and we can, if we want to print these sentences on the screen, we call these functions and we give the sentences to the print, and directly it will print it on the screen. The second, it's input functions, and these functions, it reads and returns a line of a string from the screen. If we want to the user of our systems to input a value, so we can call input functions, and we can receive the input functions in another variable. So here, for example, if we have x equal to input and enter the number, that means we want the user to see enter the number, then he will enter the number. It will be in the variable x, but the number, it will be as a string. So if we want to use this number, we have to convert the number into integer. ABS, it returns the absolute value of a number. So here, if we have a negative number or positive number, it always will return the number without negative or positive. So here it will give us the absolute value of a specified number. Type, these functions, it will receive any variable and it will return this variable type. As we know, we can assign any value to any values in Python. So if we want to know which variable type we use, so here, for example, we have two variables, variable 1 and variable 2, and variable 1 equal to sentences and variable 2 equal to number. And if we print the type of variable 1 and print the type of variable 2, the variable 1 will be string and the second variable will be integer. Another function is called bow. These functions, it receive whether x and y or x and y and z, and if it's receive x and y, it will return the value of x power of y. So here, if we the value 3 power of 4 is 81. And if we provide z for the bow functions, it will return the modules z. That means 3 power of 4 modules 5, so the remaining is 1. Sorted, these functions, it's a receiver list or tuple, and we can pass a tuple or a list to these functions, and it will return the sorted one. So also to return the tuple or a list and the sorted one. So here we have tuple containing several letters, English letter, and if we print the sorted tuple, it will be sorted alphabetically. And we can also sort in reverse. So the biggest one, it will be in the beginning. So here H, G, F, E, it's reverse through. So the second variable we can pass to the sorted functions is reverse through. Another function is called max. Max, it's receive also a tuple or a list, and it will return the maximum value of this list. So here we have a tuple, it contains several values, and the maximum value of this is 2785. The min functions also is opposite of max. It will return the minimum value. Another function is rounded. The round functions, it will receive a value with the floating point, and it will round the value into integer number. So here we have 87 point something, and this point is above 5, so it will return 88 as an integer value, and if it's below 5, it will return 87 as an integer. Another function is called div mode, and this div mode, it will receive two variables, and it will return a tuple also from two variables. So the first variable is x and y. So here the result, the first number of the tuples will be integer number from the division of x by y. So here if we multiply 2, so this is multiply 2 multiply 3, it will be equal to 6. So here the first number it will return is 2, and the remaining number 6, the remaining number from 7, it's 1. So here this is functions, it will receive x and y, and it will return the remaining number from the div mode. It's the integer from the division, and the remaining number from this division. ID, another function. This functions, it will return the ID in the the ID of this any variables or any objects in Python in the system. As we know, each variable or each object, it will be used in Python. In the running time, it will reserve an ID in the static memory, or that we can call this object by this ID. So each object, it will have a unique ID, and here, for example, if we make this tuple and we print the ID of this tuples, it will give us this. If we return the if I run this now in my computer, it will give me another ID because it's dynamic. So the OR functions returns the representation of Unicode of specified characters. Each character that we press in our keyboard usually have an ASCII code. The ASCII code is represented by this character. So the OR of character H, the result is 104. The order of character A, for example, is, if I am not mistaken, it's 97. Car is it's the opposite of function OR. It will return it will receive the ASCII code as input, and it will return character represented to this ASCII code. Before I told you that A is 97, A small, but A capital is 65. So A capital is 65, and I don't know which ASCII code for H capital. Len, these functions we have seen before in our previous exercises. So the len, it will receive any object, whether a tuple or a list or even a string, and it will return the number of number of item or count of item represent in specified object. So here we have a list. It contains several items, and if we print the len of this list, it will be 5, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This list contains 5 items. And if we have a string and we print the len of this string, it will give us 54, because this synthesis contain 54 characters, and we will use this len functions for many times in our coming exercises. Okay, the function sum, already it will receive a list or a tuple, and it will return the sum of these lists into the main program. So here we have a list contains several items, and if you print the sum of a list, so here the sum of this list is 15, and if we provide another variables, it will be the summation. It will not start from 0, it will start from the number we provide here. So here 15 plus 7 is 22. These functions also we have seen before. It's end. It converts any type of object into integer. So here, if we x equal to int 7 as a character, it will return to us 7 as integer, because we cannot perform a mathematic operation on the string. We can perform it only on if the number is integer. A float, we give a number or character, and it will return the number or character in a float with the floating point. str, it's convert the number into string if we want to perform the task on a string, not on a number. And this is the summary of our built-in functions, and we will have some exercises so we can use them to speed up our work, and we have some ideas and how to. Okay guys, we will take some exercises in the next class, but let's solve the first one. Write functions, receive a string, and print each word in one line. So here I will write a function that receive a string, and the function what will do, it will print each word in one line. So how to know, for example, if I receive this string, how to know each word is separated by space. So here I will make a loop, start from the beginning until the end, then whenever I find a space I will print a new line. So let's solve these problems. I will go here to Python. First I will write the functions. I will give it a name. For example, let's say print words in line. Here I will receive an input as a string, so I will name it, for example, st. So my algorithm, it work as I say. I will iterate, I will make a loop from the beginning of the string until the end of the string, and every time I find a space I will print a new line, otherwise I will print each character beside each other. Okay, so here for example I say for I in directly st, and I will compare each element here in the iterations. Every time it will give me one character of that string if I equal to space. Then I will print a new line like this, otherwise else I will print each character. So I will print I, and I will make them beside each other by using end to like this. Okay, so this is directly my functions. It's very easy. Here in the main program I will call these functions directly. So here print each word in one line. Here I will give it a string, hello for example, everyone. So here I expect the result that it will print hello in one line, then every in one line, then one in another line. I will try to this one. Yes, the result is hello everyone. So here the function it iterate from the beginning until the end of the string, and each time h will I equal to h, then e, then l, then l, then o, then space. After it will find the space, I will print a new line, then it will print the other type of. Okay, thanks guys for listening, and see you next time.